Hey everybody, it's Jonathan Martin here doing the Module 2 webcam blog. After doing some research, I found that my District 2 Congresswoman, or the person that I decided to write the letter to, was Renee Elmers. She is the Congresswoman for the 2nd District, which is the Wake County area here in the Triangle. She is a former nurse. I think she got her degree, if I'm not mistaken, from someplace in Michigan, and then moved down here, I think, when shortly after she got married, and then began working in an intensive care unit. So she does have some medical background and some ideas of, health policies and things like that, which is kind of a good thing, that she has some of our actual experience. Her focuses seem to be, as far as a congresswoman, seem to be on lowering costs for medicine and just overall healthcare costs. Also about expanding access to people who don't have good access to healthcare, including people with, who are on Medicaid and different types of pre-existing conditions and things like that. She is also wanting to protect doctor-patient relationships and things like that, in terms of, I think, exposing things especially through Obamacare and things like that. She's not a big proponent of Obamacare. She actually is on board with the GOP, as she is a conservative Republican, and wants the removal of Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act, and wants to actually repeal it if possible, or at least make amendments to it that will allow it to be more cost-efficient, things of that nature. If you go to her website or look at her Facebook page or, Twitter accounts, things like that, she has videos posted, especially on her Facebook page is where I found most of them, talking about her concerns with Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act and how much, and she gives evidence about how much it's going to cost and, the pitfalls versus, the pros and cons and things like that of having, a government-run healthcare system. I decided to do my focus on abortion, as that's a pretty important and very controversial issue for people and a society in general, and myself included. I have some differing views on abortion. I am pro-choice to a degree, so some of her views are kind of the same as mine. Some of them differ. But her views, not necessarily mine, are that life begins at conception. She wants to ban abortion past the midway point, which is the essentially 20 weeks. And her reasoning for that is that there is new evidence that shows that fetuses feel pain at the 20-week mark, due to their neurosystems being more intact and being more developed at that point. She does agree with women being able to obtain abortions before the 20-week mark in cases of rape and things like that. So, and I am very much on board with that. I think that, rape is an awful, awful thing. Any type of sexual assault is just horrific. And if, the person is forcibly impregnated like that, and they want to obtain an abortion, I don't, see why they shouldn't be able to. She also does not want to make it a law that women should have to report to authorities after they get raped to obtain an abortion. So there is a new abortion bill that they're trying to get passed, and there's been some controversy, especially with her over it, due to the fact that many of her conservative constituents want to make the law to where when women do receive an abortion for a rape type issue or a sexual assault, that they have to report their rape to authorities. She was not a proponent of this, and I don't agree with it either. I don't think that, it's something like 75 to 85% of all rapes don't even get reported. So due to women feeling, dehumanized and things like that, and traumatized. I don't think that they should have to do that, but she doesn't either. So she was kind of backing the bill, but she said you need to make these changes to it and whatnot. So this can affect our our treatment, especially in our communities and our areas. As this tends to be a very controversial thing for people. So a lot of these people come in, they have abortions and things like that. Sometimes does it get abused? Absolutely, just like anything, in my opinion. But I am all for a woman's right to choose. But I think that there are people who just are undereducated and are not using prophylaxis and things like that, and that can be a big teaching point for nurses, to teach prophylaxis. Not having sex until you're ready for it, or until you're an adult, and things like that for these people who are getting abortions, and also telling them about the drawbacks from having abortions and things like that. We will be able to teach patients, and give them different resources for obtaining prophylaxis through the health department and other things like that. So there's a big teaching area here that we could use to help inform our patients. Also, if the patients do decide to have an abortion, or that is their right, we would be able to know how to address these issues with them. And also, one of the things that she didn't address that I wanted her to address in her bill was providing emergency contraception to patients, especially patients who have had rape, and things like that. So there are a lot of areas here that we can use as a teaching resource, or not teaching resource, but a teaching opportunity, I should say, for these patients. All right, thank you for listening, you guys.